Alright, what up people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to talk about the ridiculous performance Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Well, I hate to be the guy to tell you guys this. I did say that this would be a difficult game. I did say this. And I think people kept saying to me, oh, don't worry, Chig. We're going to bang them over. It's Crystal Palace. We've got an amazing home record, this, that, and the other. All I'm going to say, what is one of my slogans? I know my team. I know my team. I know Arsenal, man. You know, when things are going well and there's expectation and you think to yourself, okay, cool, then they might be about to achieve something really great. Someone like a Crystal Palace or a Southampton or Watford or a Brighton. These are typically the type of teams that cause us problems. We'll come mosey along and they'll pull out a performance from nowhere. And Arsenal will coincide that and pull out a ridiculous performance. That is just what they do. Is this a surprise to me that they lost this game? No. I think actually, in a weird way, what surprises me was how bad the performance was. You know, the away game conundrum is always one that stumps me. I don't understand it either. But at home is one thing that we've been able to achieve, no problem, no issues. But today, it was not the case. I would say from 10 minutes in, I knew what time it was. I knew this was going to be a difficult game. And I actually started to have worries that we'd win the game. Let's start off talking about that lineup, because I'm going to lie, that lineup was funky. Let's talk about the starting lineup in terms of the fact that Carl Jenkinson, for some reason, decided that, Emery decided that today would be the game that Carl Jenkinson randomly comes in to the side. And then Mavropanos played, but even Mavropanos got in my side. I got to be honest, they weren't the greatest of games for both. Both looked like what they are, which is fringe players that barely play. And you can see that Palace from the outset were on this team. They were on this team. Because also, one thing I've said constantly, a shout out to Ola because he's the one that coined this phrase. You know, they were on this team because they knew that Santa Claus was in town. And they knew that they would probably offer them presents like goals. And that was the one thing we did. We offered them presents. And that presence was in form of a Benteke goal, a Zaha goal, a McCarthy. Is it McCarthy that scored a goal? What kind of nonsense is this? You know, it's very clear to me that whenever Zaha plays against us, we are terrified of my man. We are terrified of him. I'm actually convinced at this point that he's only ever linked with us because of how he plays against us. And honestly, I'm convinced of it. I don't rate him otherwise. But whatever he plays against us, for some reason, those are the games that he's particularly amazing in. To be honest, just speaking as the performance as a whole, I didn't think anybody really came out with credit. My player ratings is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to really let this performance settle and maybe rewatch it, which I hate rewatching Arsenal defeats, but I might have to in order to do accurate player ratings. Yeah, for me, it was just a very, very, very disappointing performance. I mean, let's talk about the goals themselves. So it started off pretty bitty. Arsenal had a lot of the control. It felt like a real, I hate to say his name on the show, but I'll donate later, Arsene Wenger-like performance. It really did, in the sense that we had so much possession, but no urgency. There was no kind of need of, oh, okay, let's go and get a goal. There was none of that. Even when we were behind, there was none of that. And then we conceded simply through really it was Mavropanos and Mustafi just failing to track Benteke's run. Ball comes over the top. Benteke, boop, 1-0. And I was like, you can't be serious. It was just a dumb goal to give away. And you think to yourself, okay, well, we've still got time to get back into the game. Because it was about the half an hour mark that goal, went in. And then we just didn't really create any chances really from there. In the second half, we were back out on it for about 10 minutes. And literally, it was in the 46th minute where the ball comes in, Iwobi hits it into Lacazette. Lacazette does this beautiful reverse pass into Ozil's pass. And Ozil, from a tight angle, equalises 1-1. You think, okay, cool, we're on this thing now. You probably thought, where's Iwobi's name come from? Well, Iwobi came on. Once Emre realised his mistake, you then brought Iwobi on for Mavropanos, and then he brought Ainsley Maitland-Niles on for Jenkinson. And initially, them coming on had an initial effect because the defence was terrified of them. I'll come back to Iwobi in a second because I ain't gonna lie, he missed a gilt-edged chance where I just thought to myself, so this is why even when I defend you, even I can't defend that. And yeah, so what ended up happening was then Zaha came in. Zaha just bitched Mustafi all day, basically. And there was a ball that came in, and then Mustafi and Zaha are running after this ball. For some reason, Mustafi then stops and starts shepherding the ball. And I'm like, why would you be doing that there? So then Zaha was like, come off me, just threw Mustafi to the ground and was just carrying on running, slid it past Leno, 1-1. And Mustafi's screaming at Leno. And I thought, this is why you don't have sense. Because as a defender, how many times have you seen football where the defender clears it, the goalkeeper's coming, they almost clash into each other? But I never blame the defender in that instance because the defender is thinking about defending first. If the goalkeeper wants to come, the goalkeeper wants to come. But the defender's thinking, let me get rid of the danger first. Even if I get clattered by my goalkeeper, let me just do that. Not Mustafi. My man is shepherding it out in the middle of the pitch. There's just no sense. Anyway, calm. I'm at my mother's. Let me have some decorum. And then, so then it was 2-1. You think, okay, maybe we can still come back. Then maybe 10 minutes later, there's an away swinger of a corner. One guy headers it into McCarthy. McCarthy makes it 3-1. They're like, come on. It's like Man United saw their performance and was just like, wow, we just had the worst possible performance of the weekend. And then Arsenal went, hold my beer. And this is the crap that we got. Just unbelievable. Then Aubameyang decided to wake up, sidestepped a couple of guys. It kind of ricocheted, the ball he kind of passed it, but then the ball kind of ricocheted back into his path. And then he made it 3-2. And then that was that. It is what it is. Arsenal have dropped 3 points at home to Palace. And we think we're going to beat Wolves. I'm going to lie to you guys. So the Wolves game, I was thinking we'll lose anyway. So it now puts a lot of pressure on this. We were in must-win mode before. We absolutely have to win our last 4 games. If we do that, we'll 100% make top 4. I think top 3's gone, to be honest. But top 4 is still there. So, let's see. It is what it is. Arsenal, huh? It's the hope that kills you. You guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush that like button. Destroy that like button. Drop kick. Stomp a mud hole in that like button. I appreciate when you guys do that. I'm going to be back tomorrow for the player ratings. And then I'll also be on the Gooner Talk tonight as a guest. Chig as a guest somewhere, yeah. So I'm going to be on the Gooner Talk tonight for my second ever appearance on there. So do make sure you catch that at 9 p.m. Where no doubt I'll start to remember things I haven't dropped in this review, and I'll probably express it over there. So come and check me out there. And hit the subscribe button. Very, very close to 3,900. Very, very close to my end of season aim of 4,000. So it is what it is, people. We'll pour on to the next one. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.